Welcome.
Recording in progress.
All right, we are joined by Shane Griffith of Stanford, just advanced to the national championship match in the 165-pound weight class. We're going to go ahead and open it up for questions. We'll start with Mike.
Shane, when you left here, or this was a year ago, you were at an all-time high. Wick did a lot to take away that bubble, that shine of a year. Did it ever tarnish you at all that made you maybe left you some doubt coming here at all?
No, I definitely didn't play any such role as that. But you know, those are the matches you live for during the season. And I think it's a kind of a learning curve that a lot of people should take in. And you see time and time again that NCAAs, everyone comes in 0-0. You have upsets like crazy, as we all saw this weekend. And you know, you got guys like Rich Love at 10 seed in the finals, and you know, Chad Red always does a terrific job at NCAAs no matter what happens in season. So I think those guys are staple examples of why you shouldn't get too bent over what happens in season and rather just come into NCAAs 0-0 every time.
Let's go back, right?
And you seem throughout your career to have that clutch gene. You know, you made 4 state finals. You've been now to the NCAA championship game with match twice. It doesn't matter whether you've taken some losses or had some injuries. What is it about, you know, coming to the end of the year where you seem to peak at the right time?
I think a lot of it's just straight composure, and see time and time again people get kind of worked up, whether they've gotten taken down once or they get turned. And like I said before, I mean, every match is 0-0, and I think it's just truly believing in kind of all your work throughout the year. And when it comes down to it, you know whether or not that you put in that work or not, if you deserve to be at the next level. And I mean, tons of guys here probably do as well. And you know, it just so happens just to piece it together and get the right moves and figure it out. And I mean, I'm sure kind of that Jersey wrestling helped me out growing up too. And see guys all the time with Burroughs just always coming in clutch, and I think it just stems from a young age and always having tough competition growing up.
Let's go here, and then we'll go back.
I remember getting an interview you and Coach Bell last year together and talking about how basically you not only saved Stanford wrestling but a bunch of other sports. And I thought about that later and I wondered, did that in some way be more pressure? You know, like you're going through this thing, you're the face of Stanford sort of non-revenue sports, and an extra burden. Were you able to, did you feel more free this year that once that started, like now I can just go back to being a wrestler and not being the face of a whole movement?
I never really think about pressure too much, and I think that's one of the beauty things in wrestling. Also, shout out Coach Bell, mentioned him earlier. Always gotta give him a shout out. But yeah, I don't like to think about pressure like that, and Stanford has an environment where we win national titles every season, and you know, women's basketball is on the road right now. Our gymnast team's doing terrific. And I think it's surrounding yourself with people like that. I mean, that's why Stanford's a great environment, because they produce winners and you get to meet so many extraordinary people that kind of push you to be the best version of yourself.
You went from the plain black singlet to the intramural championship.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Shout out my intramural football team.
Let's go, Mike, then we'll go back to Mark.
But Shane, were you comfortable with the montage, you're the man who saved Stanford wrestling? And then with the new coaching change, how much did Rob help you?
Yeah, I never kind of put my face on such a status like that. I mean, there's a lot of people that played a certain role. At the end of the day, I did what I was set out to do since I was a little kid. So for me, even though it was kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, it never changed my mindset. And I don't like to kind of put my face on saving the program like that, because there's, like I said, hundreds of people behind the scenes that really did the tough work to get to where we are today. And Rob Cole's
the impact of Cole.
Cole's just a great guy. I mean, he's brought in tremendous recruits. I mean, he knows what he's doing, obviously. Built Cornell from practically nothing to top 5 team every year. I mean, he's a tremendous coach, obviously, a great recruiter. And for me personally, too, he's a fun guy to be around and keeps it lighthearted. And that's the kind of energy I like to have when I practice or compete.
Let's go back to Mark.
You got a match tomorrow night with Keegan Old Tool. Have you ever wrestled Keegan?
No, it's funny. It's been one of those matches that's kind of been talked about for forever now, and I tore my meniscus earlier in the year, and I wasn't able to go scuffle at all. So I knew that was one kind of time frame that people are looking forward to us wrestling. But no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, he's a great guy, and you know, there's just been, I guess, a lot of hype behind the match too. And at the end of the day, you know, it's just a wrestling match, and I know he's probably just as excited as I am. And you know, that's why you do it, to wrestle the best guys and see where you're at. And at the end of the day, it's all fun, and I'll go shake his hand, talk to him, and have a good time. And nothing's personal, but I know I'm going out there to win, and he's probably doing the same.
Anything else for Shane? Thanks for joining us. Best of luck tomorrow.
Congrats.
Thanks, Shane.
Shout out Dave
Recording
Bell.
stopped.
Shout out Dave Bell, baby. So glad to.
Another one?